All right, so this is an old game, but it's a new save. This is going to be the Montijo save. It's going to be, but we're actually not going to be focusing on my team at all. We're actually be focusing on everybody around us and everything that's going on in Spanish soccer. I want to give you a huge overview of what's happening in the Spanish soccer league as I go through this game. And I feel like that would be fun and interesting and something that I would like to watch at least. So, that being said, yeah, I'm Jack City, and this is going to be, I'm going to be playing Montijo, and I just generated a random character. His name is Ivan Galvan, whatever. So yeah, this is going to be interesting because basically we're going to be playing this as more of a spectator, as almost we're going to be playing it almost as like as like a third party. At least I'll try to record it that way to give you like a huge piece here, but I will be giving you little periodic jumps into the team to at least keep you up to date with like what's happening with my save, but giving you the zoomed out version of everything so you can kind of see how things are going to be happening. So that being said, let's get into just my team here and just a little bit about what they're about. So let's start first with the goalkeeper. In back, Angel Bernabe. Yeah, just a journeyman. Best keeper we got on the team. 35 years old. By the way, you're gonna notice like most players are over 30 in my team. We're an old team. Right back, Marvin Anibo. I'm training him on to be right back. He's not there yet, but he's definitely the most suited to be a right back out of the non-right backs in the team. Also, international for Equatorial Guinean. That's very cool. And he played in the First Division Elite a couple times on loan. But that's it. Moving on, Javi Chino. Another guy. He's popped around in the region of Spain. Merida, Badajoz. He's popped around in the region and just kind of played. He's 35 years old. Gabriel Cardozo. This guy is definitely going to be our best center back, in my opinion. I think that he's going to be a staple. He's just going to be a constant. Yeah, and he's from Montevideo, which is great. And he came through the Malaga youth team and then got released. So I feel like he's got some talent. Luis Madrigal, 29 years old. Your average to slightly above average left back for this level. And yeah, came through the Real Betis and then kind of meandered around and found our little corner of the lake. David Batanero, one of the best midfielders in the league for sure. He's on that Dream 11 for the league, so we will be utilizing him. Look at him; he's played in the Swedish Premier Division only a few years ago. So David Batanero, Fernando Pino, another above 30 player. Decent, played again in the local area quite a lot and then found his way to us. Yerai, 34 years old, same thing, but he, started out in Tenerife, which is pretty cool. Is he from there? Yeah, Santa Cruz de Tenerife. Yerai, party man. Abraham Pozo, 32 years old, Spaniard, came through Espanyol. Played a lot for Don Benito. He's on his first season with us. I'm just going to take a quick drink of water here. That was so needed. Whew. All right. And then Juan Barragan. Came through Badajoz. And he's a good player, 19 years old, promising for sure. I think he'll probably get picked off eventually. He's quite good. Ruben Catala on loan from Levante. He's one of two players on loan. Good player. I like him. He's going to start for us because he looks pretty good. He looks like he's going to be able to grow into that role and be able to get better throughout the season. But yeah, we'll see. Now I'm going to give you just in tandem these two here. Sergio Tienza is definitely better than Izan Rodriguez. However, Rodriguez is putting in like consistent trainings of 8, 9, like, and he's 20 years old. So I just think to myself, like, maybe he might be better than Tienza. Tienza's more the finished product at his level right now, and Rodriguez has got some more to play with. So we'll see. I hesitate to say he's going to be better, but yeah, you never know. It's a possibility. So he's going to be on the bench, and Tienza is not. So Pedro Toro is our actual right back. He's pretty average for the most part. I don't really care for him, but because he's the only guy there, he's definitely one of the guys that we got to like call on reliably. But Marvin Anibo, just because he played most of his games were at right back, and I was so surprised that he played so well in preseason at that level. Then I was like, oh well, he might have to sit the bench for the first game, so whatever. Julio Rodao, he's a great player. I actually very much like him. He's a solid, consistent player. Throughout the entirety, he was able to win balls, pass consistently, and played well. But I overworked him in the preseason. So I think this guy is going to he's a great defensive midfielder. And we'll just keep him there for now. Gideon Aqua, nothing special in my eyes. He's fast. I'll give him that, but that's kind of it. But he can play left back and left wing. So that's his versatility is his strength. So it's not really what I'm looking at when it comes to his attributes here, but his versatility is going to be helpful for those kind of rotational options. Now, Amadou Koundoul, yeah, pretty good. I mean, he's a little bit better than Gideon Aqua, and he's probably better in the midfield. Scratch that. Striker is really where he's at. Actually, now I'm looking at him. His balance kind of sucks, but yeah. So he's going to be mostly like a guy that we could use as a striking option, maybe on a wing option. And, he's going to be mostly used for versatility reasons because Catala and our other striker here down, Manuel Rayo, he is good. Rayo is good. But, however, he's 32 years old. He's not been playing that well, when it comes to his time in preseason and training. So that's why I took Catala. And, we'll see how he does. Cristo, 35 years old, star player. Oh, man, he's just not cutting the bread, man. Like, this guy is not that good, but we're paying a stupid wage on him. And the thing is that I locked the transfer window for the first window, so I had to I have to stick with everybody I have here. And that doesn't mean that I'm not like looking around. But yeah, so Cristo is on the bench. He just he played well. Like, for sure he did play well. But Barragan played better, and that probably will be a sub at some point. Javier Acapo. He is the other international player for Equatorial Guinean. Equatorial Guinea is their actual country. But, he's super average. I don't care for him. Unfortunately. So, I'm sorry. Javier, if you're ever looking or watching this, I'm sorry. But, And then finally, Iber Keita, Guinean. He's a decent player. I do enjoy seeing him play. He's played really well in the preseason, so he gives me hope that he's able to like push on and be a better player than this. However, he is 23, so I know that those developing years are kind of towards the end of the road now. So that being said, Iraketa does find him off. I would have put him on, but Gideon Aqua can play defense, so that's literally the only reason why he's on there. He's in this 4th spot on the bunch, but also too is like Barragan and Pozo and Kundul and Cristo are like, they're like better wingers. So unless one of them gets hurt or tired, I mean, Iraketa can be that guy who comes in for those periods. But again, that is what it is. So that being said, let's just go over to the competitions real quick, just for the start of the season, so you can see you get the outlook of everything that's happening. Luckily, we have no injuries at the moment, but we do have some people with significantly more injuries. You got Segoviana, Cerdanyola, Estepona, Guadalajara. Like these, if you have 3 or more, particularly 6, like at the start, that's a lot. Hold on, I do want to see. I mean, geez, 4 to 6 months with a broken leg. That's outrageous. Hamstring strain, concussion. How big is this guy? Lucas Pariente. Yeah, I mean, send him back. Get the refund. Anyways, season preview. You can see here that Atletico Madrid's favored to go up. We're down here. We're, I think it's bottom 5 to go down. So we're predicted to go down. And again, no transfers for the first window. So this table is going to be way more akin to reality. And then also Alcarson is not applicable. So I don't know why. Hold on. Let's look at their players. Oh, they don't even have like a full fielded team. That's why they lent out a lot of people. So yeah, they're going to be interesting. Dude, I have no idea how these guys are going to, like, what is this span here? Like, this guy could either destroy. No, you know what? I was going to say he's going to destroy me. Look at how terrible his technicals are. Maybe they're bad. Maybe they're terrible. But yeah, they can't field a full team, so that's why they're in the NAs. So that being said, you do see David Batanero in the midfield. He's one of the best. Just look at this, right now. I mean, look, Atletico Madrid, Melilla. I wonder who's going to be the good team. And Atletico Madrid, the back. Look at this, 425 to 4.3, 250 to 900. Like Antonio Gomes. Like, get out of here, dude. This guy is outrageous. And this other guy, Moreno. Yeah, never been tested in his life. He's just running train through people. Anyways, Javi Castellano. Oh, Atletico Paso. He's actually interesting. 34, 26, 27, 33, 31, 27. Yeah. Correa. And then Daniel Gonzalez. Look at this, 1.7. Daniel Gonzalez. And they picked him from Albacete. Okay. Interesting. So, yeah. So I'll give you guys a brief overview. Ultimately, what I'd like to do is for this competition, I'd like to get those old Premier League review shows? I'd like to give you like the highlights and just kind of what's going on around the league at each week, just as it goes through. And I think that'd be fun, and just, you guys get to see kind of like the league develop and like storylines. We got 18 teams here. I mean, there's going to be loads of stuff that happens. Managers get hired and fired, players get hurt, players go on streaks, players go on slumps. It'd be great. I'm definitely looking forward to it. So, yeah. So that I'd like to be able to give you guys like just kind of the breakdown of the league as it happens. And yeah. And then also one last thing, we're going to zip on over to a map, because a little geography I think helps understand where these teams are and and how they do it. And also, I have a little gripe about them. So hold on. Let me switch over there real quick. All right. So now here we go. This is the full map of Spain and all the teams that are in our group. So you can see that we're quite spread out. You can see that this is inefficient in the way that it's scheduled and the travel that is required for all of these small teams on small budgets who are very sensitive to costs are allocated. Now, the team that's in the Canary Islands down here, that's going to happen because they're in the Canary Islands. You got to take regular flights. Just is what it is. You can't get around it. If you own an island, you got to take a boat or get on a flight. Anyways, looking at this. Okay, we're group 5. Just keep that in mind. Group 1 is like this whole region, like Oviedo and Gijón, and it like goes no farther south. It's like Valladolid and Salamanca. Like it's like this whole like little triangle here, or like rectangle, I guess. Salamanca, Vigo, like, you know, Gijón and like Valladolid. Like it's like this whole area, right? Group 2 is like Gijón and Valladolid east to like Logroño, San Sebastián, Pamplona. Like it's like basically all of Basque region. That's like the whole region. Grouped up, it's tight. There's a ton of teams here. So it's just like real bunched up right on this one area. Great. Super efficient. Makes sense. Great. 3. It's like Zaragoza to Valencia to like Girona. It's basically this big triangle. Again, like including Huesca. There's like, it's tight. It's just like all these teams are right here, right on top of each other. That's great. You can notice one thing. We got a team from Barcelona in our group here. So anyways, the next one, Group 4. Group 4 is basically Huelva, Sevilla, Cordoba, Murcia, Cartagena, like Granada, Almeria, Malaga. Like it's all of these. It's everybody here. So again, grouped up, it's nice and tight, super efficient for travel, and you get it. So I'm kind of like, why are we like this? Like, what's going on here? Like, I get that, by the way, these teams here, this here, like all of these teams, this is totally understandable, okay? I get it. You have to fill the middle anyways. And there's just like, I mean, hell, the capital teams could be like their own group, right? But they're not because there's just not enough of them. There's too many capital teams in the higher divisions. It's for there to be like the capital be its own division. But once you get out here and you're like, oh, why is Estepona down here? Like, why is Melilla down here? Like, this one's always going to be weird, but it sticks out only because the fact is that you also have like Cerdanyola. Like, so you have like 3 teams that are already like way outside the bunch on top of this. So this one makes it seem like it was on purpose. So again, bad, like there are teams that are like near Cordoba or like Limares or, you know, like that you could like trade off, or like there are teams that are like past Zaragoza, like somewhere in this region here. And it's like, give one of them to us. You can take Cerdanyola. You know, there are like teams that are like up here. You give them up to us. You can take Estepona, like Melilla. Like, it's like, why are we doing this? Like the Barcelona, by the way, the Barcelona group, there's like a few teams on Palma as well. There are like a few teams that are like on the island out here, which again makes sense. Like, but I don't understand is like, why is Group 5 like this? Like, it's very clear to me that they just decided that this is the group that were like, well, we'll stick the Misfits in one of them. Like, you know, it's like the 4 teams that they just couldn't figure out where to put them. They just like, stick them there. Stick them in Group 5. Yeah. So anyways, let's go through it though. Let's go through it. The capital teams first. All right. Atletico Madrid, B team. Alcorazón, B team. Leganes, B team. We only got 3 B teams here. They're all capital clubs, and Alcorazon I think is in Segunda Liga, I think. But everybody knows that Atletico Madrid, Leganés is a smaller La Liga team. But I believe they're in La Liga right now. But anyways, then you got on the outskirts, you got Guadalajara and Navalcarnero, and then more towards the center of the actual capital here, you got Unión Adarve, who play at the camp. It's called Vicente del Bosque Campo, or Campo de Vicente del Bosque. The former coach of Spain, who ran the dynasty. Scrolling out here, we got two teams that are like quite just in the middle of nowhere. Segoviana from Segovia, just past the mountains here, just north of Madrid, and then also Socuellamos, who's also kind of out in the middle of nowhere, kind of near nothing. Like, I mean, Albacete, I guess, Toledo, like, I guess that's like the closest, but like these are all smaller towns. Now, going towards my team, the whole region here, Extremadura, this whole region here, there basically like no football heritage. There was, I mean, heck, I think the entire region has spent about 5 seasons, like in the last 100 years, maybe, or 110 years in La Liga. Like there's been like one team, it's been like Extremadura. It was a team that basically ostensibly said it represented the whole region. And it was back in the 90s. And they were, I think they got like 8th place or 7th place. That was the highest they ever got. But they only did it for like one or two seasons. And they were spearheaded by none other than Rafa Benitez, the legendary, Liverpool coach, Real Madrid. I think that one spoiled a little bit poorly, but yeah, Rafa Benitez. Early in his career, he was at that team and took them to heights they'd never been to before. The whole region had really never been there before. Then that team went into administration. They went bankrupt, and it's over. So now, the two big teams that are in this whole region are Mérida and Badajoz, and they're in the league above. And my team is Montijo, who is the little town in between them. Now, the other teams that are in this region, Coria, as you can see in the north of the region, the middle, Cáceres, they got two rivals, which will be very spicy to see. They got a Cacereño and then Dio Casano, in Cáceres. And then also they got two teams that are actually just next to each other in two different little towns, Don Benito and Villanovens. Estepona down here, just past Marbella, cute little beach town. And then out in Barcelona, just north of it actually, Cerdanyola, which I think they just play there. I think Cerdanyola is it's in a different spot, but I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. Going further south into Africa, Melilla. It's a little outcrop of Spain here, right? It's just Spain in Africa. So we got an African team. I will be referring them as the Africans. And then also there's just so it's not too novel. There's a second little part here this is Spain, Ceuta. I think they have a team that's in the league above as well, which is pretty cool. So they're in Africa. And then last but not least, the team from the Canary Islands. They're in a small island here, Atletico Paso. So, yeah, just as an overview. So if you can always look back at this and think about they're in the capital. They're in our region. They're one of the misfits. So we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to go right into it. I'm just going to go right into the next episode, and then we'll give you an overview of match day 1 of what happened in the, group 5. So that's it. I'll let you go now.